Today Sid and I head out to see McCauley Weir. Stick around. So this is the very peaceful and picturesque place that I'm off to visit. But to get here first we need to take a little trip to the town of Nanango. And this is where you get to make up the sound of a Land Cruiser engine noises in your head because I forgot to turn the audio on. Nanango, incidentally, is derived from the word Naningi, which they think means place of water, or maybe elder, they're not sure. You'll also get to stop at Nanango's only set of traffic lights that cater for the droves of busy traffic that clog up Nanango. Once you've navigated your way through the intense peak hour traffic, you'll see your destination. So that building on your left there is where you're heading. Incidentally, the information centre also doubles as the library if you want to do a bit of reading while you're there. And the building looks like this. These are the lovely ladies that'll help you out. And this is the paperwork that you need to fill out to get a key. So just a little tip, when you come to pick up your key, bring some cash. It makes it a whole lot easier. I had to walk up to the bank to get some cash for them, otherwise the process is very complicated. But in any case, I've picked up the key, I've got some bait from across the road, and I'm ready to shoot out there and see what it's all about. To access McCauley Weir, you'll need a $100 deposit, preferably in cash, but they can do card. You'll also need to give your details and fill out a form, then you're set to make your way for a good day out. Most of the road out is a good all-weather gravel road. You don't need a four-wheel drive, and I'd quite happily bring a two-wheel drive car out here. However, I probably wouldn't bring your Ferrari out or any other low clearance vehicle. The trip from Nanango to the Weir will take you around about 20 minutes. Nah, wait, make it 30. It's quite a nice drive out actually. On your way you'll see some trees and a guidepost, another guidepost, and this gate, which is what you need the key for. So stop here. When you get out, make sure you take the obligatory pan shot of the scenery and a photo of the locks. Why not? Open the gate, drive through it, and please make sure you close it and lock it when you're on the other side so no livestock get out. Further down the track you'll see more guideposts, a building and a sleeping kangaroo. Continue down this road for a little bit further. You'll come to this part of the trip where the road was closed for a little while. Council have actually done a really good job of repairing it, but just remember you are driving through people's properties and to be respectful of that. Hey, check out that cool truck on the right. And with the magic of Google Tube, you're magically here. Cue the sweeping serenity shots. I have to say, on first impressions, I'm a little underwhelmed. I think it's a good initiative by the council to open this up again, and it is only on a trial basis, but I think if people continue to come here and use the facility, it'll slowly start to clean itself up. I'm actually not going to drive down there just because I'm worried about staking a tyre. There's a lot of bush that's been cleared there. It's quite there's a lot of sticks and things sticking up. So once I think if people start using the place a lot more, you can take a kayak or a canoe out
do a bit of fishing that way. And once the council see that it's being used, hopefully it'll open up on a permanent basis, and I think it'll be a nice spot down here, as long as it's maintained.
Donkey.
I'd really like to be able to get to the weir, the wall itself, but it appears that this section here is the only part that's open to the public at the moment. I'm going to go for a walk back around across the creek over there to see if I can find a way through. It looks like there's another little area on the other side there.
But walk I did not. I drove.
Doesn't look like you can go down that way towards the rest of the weir, because apparently it's a hazard area, so I'm not allowed to go down there. Looks like somebody's property anyway. So that's pretty much it. That is the whole area over there where that pumping station is. So yeah, that's it. I've just noticed on this big old dead tree behind me here, with all the rubble around it, there's a scar on the tree. Looks very much like an old Coolman making scar from probably from the local people here back in the day. It's a very old one, and it would make sense that it could be, being that it's so close to a watercourse. So there you go. It might just be a scar from a falling branch or something like that, but given the age of the tree and the shape of the scar, which has grown over, I'd say it's a very good chance that it is probably a Coolman making scar.
And there it is, all zoomed in on. There's a few of these trees around the area. Some of them could have quite a cultural significance. There is a lot of bovine gathering activity in the area, so hence why it's so important to keep that gate closed.
Yeah, I can tell you I've probably picked the hottest day to come down here. It's like 31 degrees or something like that. But the breeze coming off its water is fantastic. You can set yourself up here with a little day camp, chuck in a fishing line, you can find a bit of water that hasn't got weed on it. Now you could have a great day down here with the family, especially if you had a canoe or a kayak. It'd be great paddling up and down here. So this weir was built in 1953. It was put in to supply water to Nanango. It was decommissioned some time back, and after a severe weather incident, council closed the place off. They've since opened it as of 1st of February. You can come down here and have a bit of a look. It's actually a pretty good place, I think, with some work, some time, and with enough people wanting to come down here. The area is going to be actually really nice if they keep it mowing, and eventually all this hard lantana and sticks and whatnot that are poking up through the ground will disappear, and it should be a nice moorland area. Some of the images I've seen of this place in the past is actually quite nice, and I believe you can access the weir wall somehow, but I haven't found any way of being able to get down there yet. The areas are fenced off and there's security signs up. Obviously it's private property or leased land. But, you know, I'm a little underwhelmed, as I said, but, you know, it's not a bad place. If I can find a bit of a patch here that doesn't have some weed in it, I'm going to chuck a line in and see how we go. You can see some fish jumping out there. I think it's the wrong time of day. It's right in the middle of the day. I don't know how we'll go, but let's see.
But first things first, let's get the billy on the boil. Something wrong there. Yes, have a look. Have another go. No, have another look. And we'll just cut straight to putting the billy on the boil.
course the photos never do it justice, but it is quite spectacular sitting here with that mountain overlooking us. That is Goat Mountain. It is quite high. There's a video on YouTube of some fellas that actually walked across the top of there, if you want to go searching that. I reckon there'd be quite a good view from up there. So now that I'm sitting here in the shade, waiting for my belly to boil, enjoying a cool beverage, I've got to review my opinion that I first had when I got here. I'm actually quite enjoying the peace and quiet and the cool breeze that's coming off this water. It is quite pleasant, and I really hope the council keep this place open, keep it maintained, because I think it'd be a great day out for families. Okay, because it's a little bit weedy out there at the moment, there's a lot of weed floating on the surface. I'm not going to use a lure. Never have much luck with lures anyway, so I'm going to be using live worms, which I bought in at Nanango, using my trusty telescopic fishing rod, which I love. So not an expensive rod, but I just like the convenience of it and the versatility. In fact, you can just pack it up, put it in a bag, take it with you anywhere you want. I take it with me on work trips and just chuck it in the back of the ute when I'm going places, just in case there's an opportunity to fish. So I know this is not a fishing show, but I'm going to give this a go. I've got a fairly light sinker, swivel, and quite a short leader. And my thinking behind that, I'm not an expert, is that if I keep that fairly short, it's not going to get all tangled up in that weed. So if my belly ever boils and I get something to eat, we'll take this down to the bank and throw it in and see what we get. If we don't get anything, still having a good time. You know, you can kind of understand what kind of paradise these places were like before we came along and started building things like this. Apparently this creek here, a river, is part of the Kuya River, I think, and it pretty well runs all the time. I'm not sure why, but hardly ever runs dry, and it goes down into, eventually meets up with the Brisbane River. But you can imagine, you know, in a deep valley like this with running water, it would have been quite a paradise to be living in. Plenty of food around a water course. We've got bulrushes here, they're a source of food. There's fish, there's ducks, various other birds, and plenty of wildlife around, and plenty of native fruits and berries. It's quite a beautiful place actually. Oh, now I've got a full belly. Let's go catch some fish.
Yes, and as we all know, watching someone fish is like watching grass grow. Even my phone got tired of it and gave up.
Okay, so I'm out of time. Got to get the key back. I can't take it back tomorrow. So fishing here is difficult. Next time I come back here, I'll be bringing a little kayak with me and see what we can get. You see heaps of fish jumping out there. Probably do alright with the lure actually. But on the deeper side there, where that cliff comes down, the creek would have originally run along that edge. There'll be some deep spots in there. Through those shadowy bits, I reckon you get a few. Anyway, I'll pack up and head home. And remember, as always, leave nothing but footprints. Thanks for watching.
Hang on. Wait. Yeah. A big turning circle. Big. Stop. Stop. Yep. Yep. Forward. Yep. Okay. Forwards. Yep. Not gonna make it. You're gonna have to come back. Back her up. Back her up. Back her up. Yep. 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 Whoop. Okay. Right. Now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to take the key back and get your deposit back.